Hi everybody, it's Julie Ebersol for EllenHutson.com, and today I'm going to be making some Copic colored cardstock to match for a project I had in mind. And I'm also going to be playing with the new Bottles of Bubbly die. Now, I've borrowed a sentiment from a set called Advent that says Happy New Year, and it's actually one image, but I needed to orient the words in a different way for my project here today. So I went ahead and took my scissors and cut them apart, and I'm going to remount them onto the Mini Misty the way I need them to lay out on my project. And I'm going to test this all out on a quarter sheet of typing paper just to make sure that everything is going to be positioned where I need it on my final project. I've already created and folded a base card of 110-pound Neenah Solar White, and now I'm going to ink up my sentiment here with VersaFine Onyx Black and get a nice crisp impression exactly where I need it on my card front. And I'm just using a rag here to buff that and make sure I get a nice even impression everywhere. So I'm going to set this aside while I work on my focal image, which is going to be the champagne bottle. I've already pre-cut a piece of black cardstock to just a little bit over the size of the champagne bottle. And then I'm going to grab a scrap of 80-pound Neenah Solar White and take a Copic marker. This color is called Prawn, and I absolutely love it. I don't have any cardstock in this color, which is what I really wanted for this particular project. So it's kind of an orangey red, and I love the hue. So I'm going to go ahead and saturate that piece of cardstock until I have the desired effect there, and then I'm going to go ahead and lay that out underneath the bottle die to figure out where the placement is going to be, and use some tape runner here to go ahead and get that firmly mounted to the black cardstock, because I'm going to be cutting through all these layers at the same time. Now I'm using lighter weights here for this colored cardstock because I don't want anything to be so thick that that low profile die can't cut through it. So I usually limit my layers of cardstock to no more than 2, and it may take a couple passes through the Big Shot to get everything cut out. It works best for simple shapes, not for intricate shapes. So I'm going to cut off the excess here, and then I'm going to use that leftover white piece to cut a piece that's about 1 inch wide. I usually kind of eyeball these things. It's not a I just need to get it straight. And then I'm going to use that to create a label that looks like it wraps around the bottle. So I'm going to grab my die and put that over the top here and slip that underneath just to make sure it's going to be in the right spot. And I already have, the tape runner on there, so I can go ahead and mount that in place. And everything is pretty much exactly the way I need it. And then again, I'm going to trim off the excess. So if I have any adhesive running out the edge there, it's not going to gunk up the cutting plates on my Big Shot. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that over to the Big Shot, get that die cut out. And here you can see I cut everything out all in one fell swoop. And so I was able to customize this shape, even though it's just a simple single layer shape. It looks like it comes with multiple layers to create the effect. So now I'm going to take the cheers that is also part of this die set. And I could have cut it, through the white cardstock first, I guess, but I wanted the dimension I would get. So I just went ahead and die cut it from a scrap of black that I had laying around. And I'm going to go ahead and use my Zig 2-way glue pen and my tweezers to get that mounted in place. So now I'm going to play around with the placement of this bottle here on my layout. And once I'm satisfied with where it's going to go, I've got some overhang there I need to get rid of. So I haven't mounted it yet, but I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just whack that off so that it's nice and flush with the bottom edge of my card front. And then I kind of took a little bit of a twist here with the original plan, and I wing it a lot. So I decided I wanted to have some pattern paper here running down the right-hand side of my card. So I whacked off the front edge of the card, just clipping off the part of the sentiment there on the right-hand edge, which is okay for me. I actually like how it looks visually. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this strip of pattern paper onto the inside of the card and then whack that off there. And I could have layered it just right over the front, but I just like the way this looks. And you see that when you open the card, it adds just a little bit of interest to the inside. So anyway, I love the effect, and I'm going to go ahead and mount the champagne bottle. And I'm just going to use some foam mounting tape here and get that coated on the back and give it some pop-up effect. And as soon as I'm done with that, I'm going to grab the little bottle cork, which I already die cut from some metallic matte finish gold cardstock, which I loved for this particular project. It's shiny, but it's not shiny in the same way that a bright gold foil is. So it's a different look. It's almost kind of like vintage foil, I guess you could call it. So I'll go ahead and 3D mount that too with some foam tape. The card front kept popping up on me while I was working, and since I had a little bit more I wanted to do, I'm going to take a piece of washi tape and just roll that up on itself and put that on the inside temporarily to hold that front down while I'm working. So I grabbed my Wink of Stella clear sparkly brush pen, and I'm just going to draw some brush marks here that make it look like the champagne is spraying out of the bottle. And then I'm going to grab my On Point glue. This is a fine tip glue applicator by Sukineko, and some gold sequins. These are the star shapes by Pretty Pink Posh, and I thought they were perfect for this. So I'm going to go ahead and add some little dots of glue. I actually tested the bottle there on my scratch paper to make sure it wasn't going to have an air bubble in it. And then I'll pick up each of these sequins with the jewel picker and get those mounted on top of the little spots of glue that I have going on here. So once that's done, I've got a finished card. I think this is a great one for New Year's. It'd even make a fun party invitation. And I hope you got some good ideas for the bottles of bubbly and making your own Copic colored cardstock when you need it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel where you can see many more crafty videos.